Hello, this is IP Stories by 4IP Council, a podcast about innovation and intellectual property. Join us and you'll hear about the journeys through invention, creation, and IP understanding of our guests.
The interview today is part of our special for the World Intellectual Property Day, IP and the SDGs, building our common future with innovation and creativity.
I'm Fernanda.
And I'm Marta, and today we are happy to welcome to our podcast Dr. Amira Erokh.
Amira, we are thrilled to have you on our podcast, and there are loads of things we would like to discuss with you today. But before we start, could you please tell our listeners what key aspects of your life you think have led to being the founder and CTO of EverDye?
Yeah, hello, Fernanda and Marta. What bring me to be entrepreneur and CTO? I think it was my academic and like professional experience, because while I was doing the PhD, I think I had the entrepreneurship fiber. So I launched my uh, sandwich shop in front of the university while I was doing my master's and PhD, just to finance my education and all the expenses related. So I was a researcher and a sandwich shop owner at the same time, and I think I like it. So I think I like both business and research.
That's so great that you started with a sandwich shop. It sounds fun as well. And as a chemist, have you always been interested in working on sustainability related projects, or is this something that you bumped upon accidentally?
Yeah, actually, I was interested to sustainable related issues from my young age. When I was young, I was living in a small country in Tunisia that calls Sfax, and Sfax is like a beach country. We have beautiful beaches. And the idea that the textile industry and all the effluent coming from the textile industry and other industries located there damage the beach. And I remember when I was a child, I was always seeing sea tortures dead on the beaches, and I was also always wondering why are they dead. So I grown up with the idea that I need to find some ways to help and to prevent this to be happening. And it was an easy choice during my university studies to choose bio-based materials, because my aim was to help.
That's great. And I understand that after your studies, you went to work at NATO, right?
Yep. I did a PhD with NATO. The aim of my PhD was to develop an intelligent textiles that can kill bacteria and chemicals. I work 4 years in this project, and in parallel, also I was working with Grenoble University here in France to develop packaging from vegetable waste. So I had two expertises. The first one is how to manipulate textiles to make them talking, and
Mm-hmm.
the second one was to use the the waste from vegetables and natural nature to do something that we can use on our daily basis.
Ah, interesting. So that's when, let's say that you started to get more like into sustainable fashion, or, like the sort of like future of fashion.
Actually, sustainable fashion was mainly during entrepreneur first program, because after my PhD, I was a chief of R&D in the paint industry. That I found not very exciting for me because it was very limited. Very soon, I was looking for other things to do. And I found Entrepreneur First program here in Paris that aim to match together business profiles with technical profiles and help them to build a company based on the technical technical
Mm.
background of the technical profile. So at Entrepreneur First, I met my co-founder Ilan Palaci, a Turkish French guy that have all his family in the textile industry. So during the customer discovery, it was very easy to talk with people from the textile industry to understand more about the problematic, to understand more about where is the pain and what is the thing that doesn't work very good in this industry. So all the majority of the discussion was related to the toxicity of dyeing processes, how everybody consider dye houses are as a polluters, and they are looking for a solution to make things better. And it was very natural that me and Ilan focus on this type of issues. And based to my technical background, I was able to present a technical solution that Ilan was very talented to sell. So yeah, it was a good combination, I think. And then Everday was born.
So yes, you two definitely combine each other perfectly. So would you say that Entrepreneur First was a good experience, because it sounds like a really cool program?
It's very cool. During my incubating phase at Entrepreneur First, I understand a lot of things. I understand how much networking is very essential thing for entrepreneurs, and Entrepreneur First have a very rich network. So it was very obvious that I was meeting with people from Harvard, very high level universities with different technical expertise. It could be mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology. It was very interesting meetings with very talented people, also in the business aspect as well. And then as a researcher, it helped me to understand a lot about how to build a business, how to do a customer discovery, how to be open-minded and not be focused on what we can do, what we think we can do, but challenge ourselves and find what we really can do. Yeah, it was very nice participating at Entrepreneur First. And then people are great there, and networking session that we get, it was very nice. There was a very good pizza and good drinks, so yeah, it was nice.
Sounds great. Yeah, we definitely need more programs like that to encourage different types of profiles to match and be able to start businesses like this one, thanks to combining different skills.
Absolutely. So you mentioned that you presented a technical solution to your business partner.
Mhm.
I was wondering, how much did you know about patents and IP in general when you founded Everday with Ilan Palaci?
It was a very general knowledge that any researcher can have. It was most the academic perspective to patent. It wasn't a product perspective to a patent, which is something that I didn't know about before. So during my experience at Entrepreneur First, once we had the idea, the first thing I did was to look in the bibliography, as any researcher can do, to understand technically is it something similar or not, what is the novelty in what I'm proposing. But then it was very obvious that we get in contact with an IP lawyer that have more this product perspective and IP strategy for a company's perspective. That helped me a lot, and also orient us toward how to build the business related to IP, how to protect our business, and how to protect our technology. It was very interesting to be supported by people that have an expertise in the field.
So, how was the process like from realizing that you had discovered something that could change the fashion industry to patenting your innovation? I guess it had a lot to do with, maybe putting this into your business model and having long chats with the lawyer and
It was a bibliography company that do products that are similar to what we are doing or targeting the same market that we are targeting. And then we did something very interesting. It was an FTO study. It's a freedom to operate study. This is something very interesting because it gives you, as I said, a commercial IP view. We can have a very technical technology interesting, but when we want to translate it to a product, it couldn't fit the IP strategy. So it was very interesting to have a freedom to operate study. And then once we said that, yeah, it could be interesting, it could be protectable as a product, we filed the patent. We filed an European patent, and then it was the PCT phase. And now we are in the end of the PCT phase where we are choosing the countries in which we want to protect our technology and our product. So again, it will be business technology. So it will be protecting the countries when we be selling the product, but also protecting the countries that have a lot of expertise in the material that are similar to ours.
And this is amazing. Thank you for mentioning freedom to operate, because this is something really important for all entrepreneurs. So this is a great message. And I would like to know, how important is IP for your company?
IP is an essential part in our product development because we are targeting a business that would be launched in a different type of countries in different parts in the world. So we need to be sure that our product will be protected and it will not be copied. So it's very interesting in terms of business. Also, we are a company that have a lot of researchers in the team. So it's very important also to have a valorization in all the great R&D team that R&D work that our team are doing. So it's a technical business aspect again. I like having the match between both. But yeah, it's very, very important to show that we have a strong product, but we can protect this product from being copied.
And you mentioned before that there are some countries where they are developing as well a lot of innovation on the same field as you. I would like to know if you can explain it in simple terms so that I understand. What's the different or what's different about your products in comparison with any others in the market?
So what makes our product special that our product is the only product in the world that is a pigment that could be applied at room temperature. We have great companies developing a very important alternatives to petrochemicals, dyes, and pigments that are developed from bacteria, that are developed from biobased, and this is very important. But to apply these pigments to a fabric, to dye a textile, you need to heat the dyeing bath, at very high temperature. It could be more than 100 degree, for example. And for petrochemicals, for black color, you can get to 10 hours at 100 degree, which is very, very energetic. And the emission of CO2 related to this process is very huge. Just to give you an idea, the transport and life of a t-shirt present 11%. The wet processing that where the dye process is a one part of it, of this wet processing, present 35%. So it's a huge impact. And targeting the source of the pigment is very interesting but if we still heat to fix the pigment, we still have the problem. And our product is very unique because it's the only product that we can apply at room temperature without heating. We just put the dye in the dyeing machine. We don't turn the heat. In 30 minutes to 1 hour, you have your t-shirt dyed.
Okay, thank you for explaining it. I think that's amazing. So I get that CO2 emissions of dyeing fabrics are really high. What other issues come from traditional textile dyeing?
Yeah, the main issues I think is the water consumption because why we are calling it wet processing, because everything is happening in water. And I think that we are in a point where the globe have very limited sources of water, that we cannot allow ourselves to use it just to dye, because I think people drink the water is more important than dyeing t-shirts. So there's a lot of water consumption in dyeing processes. A lot of companies are trying to develop new techniques, new machines to dye with less water, which is very important. But even with this, you're still using a very harmful dyeing product to the nature, that you need to treat the water afterward, that you need to eliminate from your effluent in the end of the process. So having also ecologic dyeing is important in this case. As I said, the energy and also the source of the pigment that we are using. The majority of the market now is the petrochemical dyes and pigments, and you can imagine the result in the nature. And there is in China they said you can predict the color of the next collection with the color of the river, because all the effluent is there, so the color is there and you can see it. It's very high toxicity to the water.
Well, this is all very interesting to know, and these are issues that I believe, I'm not sure, but I believe that the person like with a common knowledge about fashion industry wouldn't know. I at least didn't know about this before having a first chat with you. But now, like, we're asking all our guests in this special on SDGs about their definition of sustainability. What is sustainability for you?
Actually, for me, sustainability is living in harmony with the nature. So I think that there is a very beautiful system that is already there, and we need just to respect it and learn how to live with it without breaking it.
I love that definition. Um, so here's another interesting question, a little bit difficult maybe, that we sometimes like to ask our guests. And we would like to know what has been, up until this point of your career, the biggest challenge that you had to face?
Yeah, I'm a mother of two childs, three Yasin 3 years and Celia 15 months. So being a mother and entrepreneur in the same time is a huge challenge, I guess. It's mountains of feelings, of emotions, of sometimes fatigue, sometimes excitement. It's like a very, very, very beautiful mix, and I enjoying doing it every day. But it's still a huge challenge.
Oh my god, yes, I cannot even imagine. Like,
It must be so difficult, and you have to. I mean, I just have to ask: did you invented another technology to like extend your day? You know how many hours there are in your day because you're an entrepreneur and a mother of two. So that's impressive, and congratulations for.
Thank you so much. I have a basic physics knowledge, but it will not allow me to do this.
Okay.
Maybe in another life.
So, looking towards a more positive side now, what are you most proud of from all your accomplishments?
I'm very, very proud about the environment me and Dylan are creating in our company. Um, I assume that we create a company where people can be very motivated to work, but with keeping a nice personal life. So it's about the equilibrium between personal life and professional life. It's about having a job that makes us wake up in the morning very excited and very motivated to do it because we are participating in a mission. But at the same time, we can go back, meet our families, childs, lovers in a very good mood and spend a nice evening. So yeah, this is what I'm very very proud to achieve until now. We have a very beautiful team with a lot of talent, and yeah, I wish for them all the best and having a very beautiful life.
That's really nice. It's not easy to find companies where the founders and CEOs or CTOs are so involved in making sure that people have a life.
Yeah,
You know?
it's not very easy to do because sometimes with a lifetime of a startup we are stressed, we have a targets to get, and sometimes we're asking for a lot from our team. But what is nice in our company, I think that we are listening. When our team told us like, guys, we need to stop here because what you're asking for is it's a little bit exhaustion for us. I think we are listening and we are doing our maximum to find the good equilibrium between moving fast, achieve our goals, but keep our team motivated and happy doing their jobs.
Yes, I think listening is key, and it's amazing when a team is motivated, they can achieve so much
Yeah.
more. Is incredible. So the next question would be actually a message, if you will, that it would be great if you perhaps could give a piece of advice to the new generations of entrepreneurs, and from all the learning that you have had up until now.
If I may, I have two advices. So I think the key is to be open-minded. Um, here I'm talking about, for example, researchers. As a researcher, sometimes we are a bit focused in what we want to do, and they miss a lot of business aspect. And just to give an example from in my first experience at Entrepreneur First, my goal was to do an antibacterial film that helped people to kill COVID. And then I did a meeting with a business profile guy that told me like, yeah, but after the COVID, we will not be able to sell nothing. So it was technically very interesting for me. But hearing that, I said, yeah, maybe I need to be more open minded and not be focusing on what I think it would be successful, but listening to the business environment and learn and try to present my skills in a product that can fit the business and not the opposite, not to force a technical project to be successful in terms of business. They teach us to hear the pain of our customers and present solutions and not the inverse. And the other advice, if I may, as an entrepreneur, is always be surrounded by supportive people. It could be our family, it could be our friends, it could be because an entrepreneur life is very very exhausting in the emotional and physical way. So if we are not surrounded by people that love us, that understand us, that stop us if we are exaggerating, because
Mhm.
like burnout is very common thing in the entrepreneur world. So sometimes we're very focused on our project and we need to do everything to make it work, to make it succeed, and we are not listening to our bodies anymore. And if we have someone very interesting to our life that knows us, that stop us if we are start harming ourselves, this is very very important. And here I need to really thank my husband Ayman because he's the one doing this from our 15 years old, because we were together in the college. So he's always here for me, and he's understanding me, and he stopped me when I start doing something that not very fit my personal or professional life. So yeah, I need to thank him a lot.
That's so nice. That's I think your advice was great because it's so true. And also it's great the fact that you see it and that you appreciate it so much, because I think that sometimes we when we are entrepreneurs, we forget about everything else. So it like becomes the priority in our lives, and we sometimes can, as you were saying, harm ourselves or even people around us. So it's nice to have supportive, patient
Yeah,
people that,
and actually, you need someone that look to the subject from another perspective and from outside, because you're really in the inside and you can see nothing, and someone from the outside that cared about you, not just asking for something from himself, like someone that really care about you. And you can feel this from the advices that other people looking about, is that you be happy and do the best that you can do. And I think this is very, very important. Sometimes people tell me how you manage being a mom, living very far away and managing a company with R&D and business subjects sometimes. And I think it's my family that makes me do this, because they're always there for me, and I very appreciate it.
and the first piece of advice, I think it was very spot on as well, because it's true that sometimes we try to do that, right? To push things that perhaps is not what the market is
Yeah.
asking for. So listening to the market, listening to the business environment and what they know that could work best, because it's what it's in demand. I think it's so important as well to make sure that your product or your technology is going to see the world, because it's going to end up in people's
Yeah.
houses.
Having a business feedback is always interesting, because I'm from the beginning of my experience, I'm contacting a lot of type of people, type of entrepreneurs, and you always see that the technical entrepreneurs are always very in love with their product, and they're always focusing in how much the technology is unique, that it's very interesting, that, and I think they are sometimes skipping. Okay, it's very great what you're doing, but for what we be doing with this exactly? And this why entrepreneur first is very interesting, because having this business input will help you to say, okay, what you're doing is great, because most probably he will not be, or she will not be understanding it, so it will be, yeah, great, but what will be doing with this? And I think we need always to ask this question, why we're doing this, for what?
And something that you mentioned got my attention, that people working on the technical side are always in love with their products. And I think that being from the perspective of an IP attorney, that's what I love about working with people from the technical side. It's always so exciting. You get that energy, and it's lovely, really.
Yeah.
So, before asking the final question, I would like to congratulate you, your business partner, and your team for doing a great job for not only building a business, but helping the environment. So, thank you, and
Thank you so much.
congratulations on that. So, what's in the horizon for EverDye and for you?
Yeah, so for EverDye, we are starting switching from an R&D startup to an industrial company. So this is translated with a lot of things that we are doing in the company. My co-founder Ilan is switching from his CEO role to more a board member role, and we are recruiting a CEO with more industrial background. Also, we are recruiting an industrial director that will be handling the technical aspect, because now we are not talking anymore about an R&D lab product, but we are talking about a product that will be commercialized. A lot of recruitment in this aspect. Also, we started the scale up of our technology, large scale production for the pigment with different partners in France, but also in Europe. I really want to thank our partner in Finland, VTT Research, that help us scale up, and they're very, very good help for us. And we will have a capsule collection launched in the market until the end of the year with a US company that's called Adore Me. We're very happy with this collaboration, and really, really excited, looking for seeing our product in the market. Yeah, so it's scale up, scale up, scale up in the future. And for me, I'm very, very happy to be here with my baby Everday, growing up and learn how to live. So yeah, it's very exciting, and personal life also exciting, looking to my kids growing up. So yeah, I have my material kid growing up and my personal kid growing up in the same time, which is very, very nice.
That's great. That's great. Thank you so much, Amira. It's been such a pleasure having this chat with you. And I agree with Fernanda. You are doing so well, you and Ilan, and we are very impressed, and we definitely congratulate you for your amazing work. And thank you so much for having this chat with us.
Thank you. It was nice meeting you both and discussing with you.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye
Bye.
bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you for listening to IP Stories by 4IP Council. Visit our website on 4ipcouncil.eu to find out more and check out the links mentioned during this episode. If you liked it, remember to share and subscribe.